how did we get on Ringside Records?
The illustrious, great Ringside Records.
I think the artists that you had, and if you just look down the list of releases, I'm just kidding. So the Ringside Record thing came about. We were going to go into the recording studio and record, and we wanted to record a 7-inch. We had a mediocre recording 4-track tape that we had been selling at Zed's and Vinyl Solution, and I recorded it myself on our own 4-track with a little cassette, right? And you can only do so much with 4 tracks, and I didn't really know how to work the machine that well, so whatever, it came out okay. And we ended up selling quite a few of those. We ended up selling I think over 500 of those tapes. We just kept making them. I'd be over at Joe's house. We'd keep making tapes every day, dubbing tapes, making covers to take them to the store, sell them for like $1, right? So then we decided we're going to go in and do a 7-inch. We're going to go Randy singing in the band at that point. And so we go into the studio and we finish these songs, and we didn't have any label interest. It wasn't going to be put out by anybody. Nobody was asking, hey, Ignite, go record 3 songs for us so we could put it out for you guys. But I figured we would just take the same approach as we did with the demo, and we would just put it out ourselves. But Nelson knew you, and so I met you through him, and I was like, Ringside Records, and I knew nothing about records or releases or anything. I was like, well, this is at least something. This is at least a release. If there's at least a label, there's a machine behind this. And little did I know it was you and a milk crate, right, and a landline.
Right.
That was it. But you did know where to get the vinyl pressed, which I didn't even know that at that point. So, and I thought it would be cool just to associate it with anything, put the Ignite release out on anything. And had you done an Ice 7-inch by then? Because I think we were the 5th or 6th piece of vinyl that you had put out.
It was like 2 Ice 7-inches, and I was doing like the Trigger Man record at that time, mm-hmm. And then I think it did like an N-Swell Piccolo Pete split. But also at that time, I think another thing that you guys maybe also realized was, okay, wait a minute. He may be really small, but he's distributed by Revelation. He's distributed by Initial Records. Like there was distribution there. So, and for me, because Nelson was the guy that came to me and said, hey, would you just put out the Ignite record? They just want a label to be on just to get the 7-inch out. For me, I was like, okay, so I have to do nothing but literally take their records and get them out to places. And so for me, that ultimately, I don't know if you guys knew this at the time, but that really legitimized the label having you guys on it.
It was fun because it was through a friend. We knew you weren't going to just press a bunch of records and then just disappear.
Right.
And we could just it was basically like we self-released it with your help. That's what it felt like. And I didn't even know you had distribution at the time when I had called you, and I didn't even know what distribution was. I didn't even know what that meant. I thought you just drove the record somewhere and gave them to a store on it, because we had just done the tape consignment thing. So when I found that out, I was like, oh, this is great. I mean, not only are we going to be able to press this 7-inch, but he's going to be able to get it into a few stores and maybe even get it distributed, I didn't know that they would even go into the mail and go to the East Coast or anything. I didn't even know that was part of the whole thing at that point, because I didn't have a clue of how releases worked or distribution at all. But so, I mean, in a nutshell, it was because you were friends with Joe.